still dozens of police vehicles here. There was a helicopter in the air a little bit earlier on this afternoon, and parents are still here waiting tonight to have some of the kids that are still inside the school, we're told dozens, if not over 100, be released into their custody here tonight. So anxious moments since the call came out at 3:45. 2 people shot here outside of McKinley High School, 1 student, 1 security guard. We're told that the student is at Children's Hospital undergoing surgery tonight. His status is unclear at this hour. We're told the security guard was shot in the leg and is facing non-life-threatening injuries tonight. But as I mentioned, I had a chance to speak with parents out here today. Very anxious, people using the words paralyzing, terrifying, as they awaited to hear how their children are doing inside the school today. Just a really tough day for everyone involved here this afternoon. I want to toss to a little bit of an interview that I did with one of the parents that I spoke with, kind of describing the emotions, the feeling that they're going through here this afternoon outside of McKinley High School.
Goes out to everybody that got a child that going to school, the children who was shot. Like, this is crazy. I never would imagine a child being shot in a school where they supposed to be safe at. We leave our kids here to go to work and you think your kid is fine in school, and it's just, and they're not safe in school nowhere. Like, this is crazy.
Jeff, it's Hannah here. Have any students at this point been let out of that building? It is now 6:02 on your Wednesday. The shooting happened around 3:45.
If they have, Hannah, at this point, we have not seen that happen. There are still parents that we've been speaking with throughout the day that are still sitting here with their cars. There are cars lined up here on Middlesex. One of the first people that I spoke with here was a set of parents that were inside a van, told me that their son was okay, but that he was still inside the school. They've been here for well over a couple hours at this point as they continue to await. So we were told that the kids were safe inside the school, that the school had been secure. But Hannah, if they've been released at this point, we have not seen that, and we've not been made aware that that has happened.
Well, Ashley, we are expected to hear from Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown and Superintendent Dr. Kreiner Cash at 6:10 tonight. This is a new angle and a new vantage point for all of the parents who are watching, our community who is watching tonight. You can see there are firefighters, fire cars, Buffalo Police. We have seen the FBI. We've seen the Erie County Sheriff's Air 1 helicopter circling overhead, searching perhaps for a suspect. As Jeff mentioned, there are a number of agencies on scene here trying to take control of this situation, to try and investigate how and why this happened. This is a fluid situation. SWAT team also here, but we're also hearing that students will be released to their parents within the next hours to come. And as you can imagine, these parents are facing some very tough moments. I spoke with one grandma who actually has a student inside, and she cannot wait to get her hands on her student and just give her a hug. And as I mentioned, I did speak with one of those students who's inside the school building, inside the cafeteria, sheltering in place. Listen to what she had to say. Can you describe to me how you got into the cafeteria and what the situation is inside the school right now?
I was already in the cafeteria because I had detention. So we have detention in the cafeteria, so I was already in here. And a whole lot of people, they just said it was people shooting up the school and somebody got shot. So they just told everyone to come in here.
Okay, so Brianna, you are on Channel 7 right now. Can you describe the situation inside the school for me? Can you describe what you're seeing in the cafeteria and tell me about everyone huddled together, and is everyone safe inside?
Well, the scene is basically all students and teachers all together on the floor against the wall.
Brianna, is everyone okay inside?
Yeah, everyone's okay. It's police officers and stuff in the building.
Although that it is going to take time to process all of those students, because not only are they students, they are also potential witnesses. So they need to be processed, they need to be reunited with their parents, they need to be interviewed. We want to show you video, and I do want to warn you that you might find this video to be disturbing, because there is one student who is in the hospital undergoing surgery right now as a product of this shooting. But we have video, it's Ring door cam video from just about a block away from Middlesex, a homeowner's place on Middlesex. You're going to hear the 3 shots that are fired. Listen to this.
Now, this is just about 3:45 this afternoon on Middlesex, and many people have those types of cameras on their home, and that one happened to capture those 3 pops that are the gunshots as a result of this shooting. As we know from Buffalo Police, a dispute broke out in the parking lot there by the greenhouse at McKinley High School.
The mayor here now with us live to update the situation, and also Superintendent Dr. Kreiner-Cash is here as well. So I'm going to duck down and I'm going to make sure that you can hear as well. Let's listen in.
We're here to provide an update on an incident at McKinley High School.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. And first of all, colleagues, let me say that our thoughts and prayers are with our 2 victims this evening. Please be assured that we are doing everything we can to continue to keep all of our schools safe, and we will have McKinley back very shortly.
My thoughts are also with the other students, the administration, and the parents who are also going to be traumatized by this incident.
The only update I have at this time is the student is still in surgery. That is still ongoing. We have detectives at the hospital. We're monitoring that condition, and the security guard is, as I'm told, is non-life-threatening injuries and is at ECMC.
So the security guard who was shot, is that person part of that upgraded security plan, or is that person new to the school in terms of bolstering that security and safety?
Those two individuals are among our strongest security officers, so I triage and move security officers around. Those were 2 that I moved here because of their talent and their skills with kids, and they're not their veterans.
Mr. Mayor, you see the parents here obviously gathered on the other side of the camera. I'd like for you to speak with them. Talk to the parents, the community here in Buffalo. What's your message for the city?
So my thoughts and prayers go out to the people that were injured. Certainly want parents to know that we support them, we support their children. We're going to support the school district and make sure that their children going to and coming from school are safe.
Can you just describe where the investigation goes from here and what we can expect to see in the next couple of hours, the next day or so?
Our detectives, our investigators are working to build up leads, talk to witnesses, and then we will, once we have sufficient evidence, working with the district attorney's office, we will swiftly move to make an arrest.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Any other updates we will provide during...
Okay, so you just heard from Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Kreiner-Cash, and Deputy Police Commissioner Joe Gramaglia. This obviously is a fluid situation, and there are many different updates that are coming in and becoming available to us. At this point, we don't have any word on a suspect. At this point, we don't have any word on who might be responsible for this shooting or if that person was a student. We do know that one student was, in fact, shot, and a security guard, not a school resource officer, was shot in the leg. That person was taken to Erie County Medical Center.
But we did speak with a student. Our Olivia Proya interviewed a student who said that she actually left school early today because she had a bad feeling about what was going to be happening. So that is something that we are going to continue to cover for you. Let's get one final update from Jeff Russo. Jeff, you are a parent of a Buffalo public school student. You have been out there now for over 3 hours. What's your reaction, not as a news reporter, but as a parent?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, Ashley, but we are out here on the corner of Elmwood and Middlesex here tonight, the crime scene right here. You heard law enforcement talk, the superintendent talk about the process of getting some of the students that are still inside the school released here tonight. It's a process that I believe has already begun. We just witnessed a student come over here and greet their parents. I want to take you over here really quickly and show you the group of parents that are anxiously awaiting right behind me, just being reunited with the students that were inside the school when this shooting happened at 3:45 this afternoon. So these parents now have been out here for almost 3 hours, pushing on 3 hours, as they await to have the students come back out slowly but surely. You heard, the superintendent talk about how this is going to be a process with law enforcement as they have to sort of process each one of these students and then release them here tonight. So anxious parents still awaiting being reunited with the students inside the building here outside of McKinley High School.
I would like to hear from him as, just his reaction as a parent. But
I could hear it in his voice, when he asked a couple of the parents how they were feeling. And if I know Jeff, it's a scary thing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely scary.
We do thank you for joining us here on 7 News as we bring you wall-to-wall coverage of the shooting outside of McKinley High School where one student was shot. He is now undergoing surgery, and a security officer with the school was also shot in the leg. He is expected to be okay.
Yeah, that shooting happened just after 3:45 at the south end of the school in a parking lot just on the edge of the school where some sort of dispute or fight broke out amongst about a couple of people there, and it is unclear at this hour whether all of the folks involved were students or if there were others from the community as well. That from Buffalo Police as they're trying to sift through kind of hours now. I mean, it's 6:30 at night. This happened at 3:45, and students are still inside that building tonight, Ashley.
Our thoughts are with the student who is in surgery, with that student's family. A lot of very important conversations are going to be happening tonight between parents and the more than 100 students who were still in that school when the shooting happened. We thank you for joining us here on 7 News. We will join World News tonight with David Muir in progress.
Well, we're going to be back for you live on 7 News at 7 tonight. Thanks for being with us.